Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to create a transactional replication between two SQL Server instances. So here I have two instances, SQL1 and SQL2, and what I'm replicating here is this database replication demo with one table in it, and the table has this data and it has 600,000 rows in it. So first things first, to do the replication, all I do is I go under replication, local publications, do new publication. And because I've never done replication on this, actually for this instance I have done replication, so it didn't prompt me for location or share of where I want to put the snapshot views or the snapshot instance. Let me show you in this database where I haven't done replication ever. I'm gonna again go under local publications and I'm gonna hit next, and you'll notice it'll prompt me for where I want the distributor. Now normally in production I'll have actually another server that's a distributor, but here I'm gonna have it as the same server. And here's where it prompts me for the location of the snapshot folder. So previously I created a network share here called replication root. I can name it anything, but I named it replication root for my purposes. And SQL Server is going to put all the snapshot data and all the kind of commands that it needs to do the replication, transactional replication here. So after this is all said and done, when it's actually doing replication, you'll see like a lot of update scripts, insert scripts in this folder, which is all managed by the system. In any case, I already created this network share where I specifically created it for this replication, which I call replication root. So I'm going to put it in here. Now once I do this, it won't prompt me again, which is what you saw on the other screen when I first started out. So I just wanted to show you this portion here. So I'm going to hit cancel here. I'm just going to go back to the instance where I intended to do the replication. So just remember that is first you have to create a share or a location for the snapshot view, which is what I wanted to show you before. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into replication, local publications, and I'm gonna do new publication, and I'm gonna select the database that I want to publish, in which case right here I'm actually gonna do transactional replication, which is actually the most common replication in the field that you'll see. Most commonly people use that in a lot of production instances, having one write database and then a bunch of read databases. So I only have one article in the database, which is this table, but normally you could choose store procedures, you could choose tables. So I just want to simplify the demo. The process is the same no matter how many articles you have. So, or the types of articles, or types of things you want to replicate. So I'm just going to choose my one table, which has 600,000 rows. And I don't actually want to filter it, though I could filter the data by any type of where clause here. But to expedite the demo, I'm just going to click next, and I'm going to say create a snapshot immediately. Now the snapshot is a point in time image of the articles and the data that I want to replicate, which is necessary for all of the other subscribers that will subscribe to this publication and copy from it. So that's what I'm actually doing here. And I'm going to put in the account I want to use, and normally in production you would want to use a domain account with rights across a bunch of servers. So just keep that in mind. Always keep in mind when you're creating these new concepts that you're going to introduce, how it's actually going to go in production. So okay, I'm just going to click OK here. And I'm going to click Next. create the publication, yes. And I am gonna name it replica demo, replication demo pub application. So here it's gonna create this snapshot. So if I click close here, and I can monitor this folder to see what it's actually doing. So you'll notice it's doing something. And you know, when I talked about what it's actually creating, you'll see here behind the scenes it's actually creating BCP, bulk copy. And I could actually monitor the publication and see what status it is. So I could view snapshot agent status, and it's 100% generated. So the snapshot's generated. Now I go to my second instance, and I could actually create a publication here or a publication on the second instance. And I'm just going to create a subscription on, I could create a subscription on any one of the servers, and it'll be reflected on the source server itself. So here I'm going to say new subscription, and it's going to ask me for the publisher. And so I have to log in. I know the publisher is on SQL 1, and my target is actually SQL 2. So I'm going to connect, and it lists the publications that I have on SQL 1, and I'm going to select that first publication. And I like running the agent on each server. So if I have a bunch of servers, the server itself is responsible for pulling its own subscription. Or I could do a push from SQL 1. But if I did that, if I had many instances, I might not want to do that, because then I'll have SQL 1 responsible for pushing all the data versus each individual instance and server pulling the data from SQL 1. And my subscription database, I actually created something here already, which is an empty database. So you'll notice there's no tables here. And I called it replication demo database underscore replica. And now, once again, I put in a account, and again, it's best practice to have a domain account here that has proper rights across all of the SQL servers. And I'm going to click OK. OK, I typed in the password wrong. So I'm going to just have it run continuously, and definitely immediately. Create subscription, and there you go, I'm done. So what it's actually going to do now, it's actually going to pull the data. So if I hit refresh here, and I want to monitor my replication, you notice here it's synchronizing, and this is this is a Pentium 4 that I'm running it on, and it's pretty slow Pentium 4. So you'll notice that's the count of the rows that I have so far in the source database, which is 600,000 rows. and here I have 600,000 rows on the replication database, so it's already actually replicated everything. And it looks like what it's complaining about is just the latency, which I'm not surprised about. But it actually replicated everything, so there you go. That's how you do replication. But I do want to show you so I'm going to insert 100,000 rows here, and you'll see how fast it actually replicates over. So right now I'm creating 100,000 rows, and you'll see now there's 700,000 rows, and I'm just going to keep hitting refresh here, and you'll see it's running. And I'm just going to keep hitting refresh. This is on the target database, on the second database. And I'm hitting refresh, and you'll see there's the 100,000 rows. So it actually did the replication. Now, one more demo I want to show you is if I update one particular row. So I'm going to rename this person Kenneth instead of Ken. And I'm going to go down here to my second instance, refresh the table, open up, and you'll see it's already Kenneth. So that was a little bit too quick. Now I'm going to rename it back, and you'll see, there you go, like in less than a second. And this is a slow machine that I have, but I think it simulates going across network domains, and also, you know, the network, not network domains, just the network. So I'm actually going to demo this in a later video of 100,000 rows replicating across from my home network to AWS, Amazon Web Services. So, but there you go. That's your demo on transactional replication and how to set it up. Thank you for watching.